I dressed warmly tonight.
Yeah, I did too. You know, this room just never seems to warm up, you know, like.
More presents?
I think so. Save lots of money.
Action. I think we already have that. Or that's just
Yeah,
the
And-
top sheet.
and there was a new top
Alright.
shelf.
All right. Are you? Good.
Yes, Mayor. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting a minute. Well, from my advantage point, it looks like 4:39 or 4:29. And I think I see Kim maybe or Linda coming down the hallway.
I can't miss the last meeting.
No. There they both are.
Just want to be in here as little as possible.
Okay, Forrest is gone and will join us via Zoom, I think.
I'm
He
here.
is on. Okay, Forrest, welcome.
Yep, thanks. I'm
This
here.
is the Community Colleges, Butler Community Colleges Board of Trustees meeting and our regular meeting for December 9th. And we are meeting here in the Dankert Trustee Room. And I call the meeting to order. And our first order of business is Pledge of Allegiance. Shall we stand? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And do I hear a motion to approve the budget or the agenda? Let's don't go back there. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda, or do we need to take something out, or?
Kelby, do you have anything to add or take out?
I do not. So.
Mr. Chair,
Eric.
I. Agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
okay. Trustee Rhodes,
Yes,
I'm not hearing Forrest. Forrest, can you hear
yes,
us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I don't see
Think
him
you
on the
can-
little screen.
Oh.
Think we can hear him.
How about that? Can y'all hear me?
Okay, Forrest audio is not working, so trustee Hueslig,
Yeah.
trustee Shearer.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay, and recognitions, Dr. Daniel.
And she's presented at 2 conferences recently. You've attended a conference, now what? Relaxations of assignment inspired by a conference presentation. At the 23rd Annual St. Louis Fed Professors Conference in St. Louis, Missouri on November 6th and 7th, and then also on High Flex Learning in Community College. Does flexible participation impact student performance in an introductory economics course at the 95th annual meeting of the Southern Economic Association in Tampa, Florida? On November 22nd and 4th, 2025. So thank you very much. So the next thing we have is the HLC multi-location visit team. So we had a multi-location visit for 3 of our campus locations, Marion, McConnell, and Redler Institute. And these occur every 5 years, and they're pretty holistic. There's a reviewer that asks a lot of questions about the locations to make sure that basically we're serving those locations in the same way that we are other locations. The initial feedback from the HLC reviewer indicated that through integration of processes and systems between our additional locations and main campus, thorough integration. And they talked about that quite a bit, about how we did such a good job of participating and allowing the same services at our satellite locations as we do our main location. And that's not always an easy thing for an institution to do. The second thing was strong attention to differing student needs across the additional locations and a positive and engaging student body. Key individuals assisting, there's a list of them here, but I want to tell you that I did sit in one of those meetings and I was really blown away with our team. Our team did a fantastic job answering the questions. They were on point, on topic, and really did an excellent job. Some of the best that I have seen for HLC visits. So I'm extremely proud of them. Was proud to be a part of that participation event that I was in at the Redler Institute, but this group did a big lift for this, and I appreciate them so much. Judy Baston, Stacy Baxter, Shannon Covert, Dr. Craig, Dr. Dunlevy, Dara Fillmore, Erica Gestring, Amy Kajelin, Dr. Luter, Dr. Linden, Dr. Oman, Les Patinsky, and Dr. Rinkenbaugh. So thank you very much. And I'm going to give these certificates to one person. Okay. Next up was a super nice surprise based on the apprenticeship program. Butler recently won the Apprenticeship Champion Merit Award, South Central Region at the Department of Commerce. It's called the To the Stars Kansas Business Awards. And we want to recognize John Kressler. He has been instrumental in most of the apprenticeship work that we've done here and appreciate him so much. So John, congratulations. And the last recognition is a super fantastic one. I was really excited. This is a Perkins Reserve Grant team. So a Perkins Reserve Grant came across. I want to give you a little bit of background on this. I think it was my second week, honestly. We actually had a conversation at my initial interview, but Melissa Hall, the CEO at the hospital SBA, talked about needs that she had. She and I met basically my second week on the job, and she told me that she had an entire floor that was empty, and she had a vision for some simulation equipment in there. She had seen some inspiration. We talked about what her needs were. And I just told her, we'll watch for something that we can do. And an opportunity came across. Kim Jackson sent it out. It's a Perkins Reserve Grant. And this team that I'm getting ready to recognize came together. They really worked hard, wrote the grant, had a lot of discussion, and it was a quick turnaround. It was like 5 days. Not a terribly difficult grant to write in terms of scope, but such an important one for our community. So some of the interesting parts about this will provide the basis for 10 rooms on a wing of the hospital to be turned into a real life simulation experience. There will be 3 CNA rooms, which will help hopefully high school students eventually be able to come to that location and mix with post-secondary students. Melissa is very open to us having shadowing, interning for these students. I mean, ultimately, I would love for us to have a white coat program built for Butler County for our high school students so that we have pathways for them. But we also are providing a mannequin Victoria, which is a high level mannequin. And I'm going to let the expert talk more about it when she gets up. But it is a mannequin that actually will help the incumbent workers at SBA. Right now, Melissa does not have any simulation equipment for any of her incumbent workers. So this is huge for her. And it was touted as a best practice by Tobias from the state. So we were commended because we're combining business and industry and bringing our programs with us. It will expand for our EMT and also our nursing program to have real life simulation labs. There's all kinds of possibilities that are going to take place there. And I'm super excited to see how that grows, you know, and converts for the county. But really, really a super initiative and super proud of everybody jumping in. It took a lot of meetings at the last minute, a lot of extra time from people's days and coming together to put that together. We could not find the last time, if we ever have been awarded a Perkins Reserve grant, but we do know this. We know that the records at least went back prior to COVID. So nothing's ever happened since then. So the fact that we came together and were able to put that, I'm super excited, these people. So I would like to recognize Kim Jackson, Janet Schuler, Dr. Rinkenbaugh, and Dr. Dunleavy.
So Dr. Daniel, what's the money? Is it going to be for simulation equipment?
It's primarily for simulation equipment, yes.
And I don't think there's any public comments. So standing reports, Sam with student government, I saw you come in.
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So for the student government for this semester, we were well within our budget. Our highest budget was for Purple Out and approving other clubs. Our remaining budget will be passed on to next year. For club engagement, BSA and DECA were the two clubs that were most active in our SGA meetings, and the club that hosted most events outside of SGA was Crew. For student complaints, we only have infrastructural complaints, which it's already dealt with or is in the deferral program at the moment. For attendance, the sports event have the highest turnover, and the Halloween party for Fine Arts and SGA had a good turnover. Mostly it's the evening events that are around 7 p.m. that have the highest turnover, and the one with the least turnover are the morning events. For marketing and outreach, word of mouth and emails worked best to get the message to the students, and the flyers and Instagram posts were not very effective. The challenges that we had this semester was low turnover for the Thanksgiving pie event that happened in the SGA room, and we did not use the clothed pantry this semester. So all in all, thank you to everyone, the student body, the faculty, and thank you to Crew. That's all.
Thank you.
And operational staff report, Carrie?
Operational staff has completed our annual Adopt a Family initiative. This year, we received 2 nominations for a family, and instead of just going with one, we elected to go ahead and provide support to both families rather than just the one. We appreciate the continued engagement of our employees in identifying meaningful ways to give back to the community during the holiday season. Our December operational staff meeting is scheduled for next Tuesday and will be held in conjunction with our annual Christmas gathering. This provides an opportunity for staff to connect, reflect on the year, and continue building positive campus culture. In fundraising, our Midwest Mixes holiday sales promotion concludes today. We appreciate the strong participation from employees and supporters. These sales directly assist with operational staff activities and outreach efforts. And just a side note, we will not have a meeting in January. Our meetings will conclude in, will resume in February. So January is just too crazy for everybody. Any questions?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Karen.
And professional employees report, Camille?
Camille, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much to report. I'm standing in for Camille. She's out of town. I do have a list of 3 items. I think I can remember them. One is that you probably are aware of this, but it serves to mention or note that we are in the middle of finals week right now. This is the week where the faculty earn their pay. We do a lot of grading and have lots of really hard conversations with students, and we bear a lot of stress, and we help coach students through stress. And so that's what we're in the midst of at the moment. Some of us live for that aspect of the job. It's where we really get to help people for sure. We don't know we live for it until after it's over, and then we can relax a little bit first. But other than that, we're looking forward to negotiations. We've been doing some work thinking ahead about how that is, and we're really optimistic about the relationship that we have with this new administration. And then finally, I just want to reiterate our invitation to meet us for coffee. We met with Shelby last year, we met with Forrest more recently, and the rest of you are invited too. Don't miss out on an opportunity to talk behind the backs of those guys that they had to talk about. No, just kidding. Anyway, we really did benefit a lot, we think, from getting to know those two, and we'd like to know the rest of you too. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And the board finance report, if you'll turn to page 69. The good thing is that, well, let me find page 69. The athletic bus is, we still haven't got it, but it's the big difference in student services funding. And then the scholarships out of student financial, the scholarships, they're going to decrease the number or decrease that scholarship dollar amount. So that'll be reflected in next month's. The team has been reviewing the audit. It is a clean audit, and we should get the final copy of the audit in January. And those are the 3 main things from a monthly statement of revenues and expenditures. And foundation report. Forrest, can you hear us?
Yep. Hopefully you can hear me again. I stopped and jumped back on. Hey, I see my face behind Dave's shoulder. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I will, I'll turn it over to Tom. It'd be easier for him to give it than me, given my travel status. So.
Just a few things to report. Our Bank of America presented the foundation's portfolio performance. The fair market value of the endowment as of June 30th of 2025 was 18,212,264. As of September 30th, the fair market value had increased to $19,047,480 for an increase of $834,216. Market is doing well. The scholarship report was given. The foundation has awarded $786,641 to 634 students. So that was a positive for the foundation. We had our annual audit. It was approved by the Finance and Investment Committee, and the audit found no major adjustments needed. So basically a clean audit, and the board approved that audit report. The board did approve the assessment of a 2.5% gift fee for all non-endowed gifts to the foundation.
Explain that one.
So the the foundation's budget's been pretty flat for the last 5 years. And we're probably one of the few foundations that does not assess a fee for gifts. A lot of foundations will assess a fee to help offset some costs. So as we were looking at our budget, we recognized the need to assess a fee was there. So for instance, WSU Foundation assesses a 5% fee on gifts across the board. I think ours is non-endowed. So if someone was creating an endowment, they would not be assessed. But if it's just an outright gift that we receive, it would be assessed at 2.5%. The endowment distribution for 26-27 was approved with a 5% distribution for scholarship support and 2% for the foundation's administrative fee. That was a total of $938,922. Finally, the president gave her update to the board, and the board did approve the president's office expenses to be paid by the foundation for a total of $15,000 for her budget. And that's all we have to report.
Okay, thank you. And Dr. Daniel, the president's report.
Yes, so we want to start off by first taking a moment and recognizing Kim and Linda for your, all of the time and effort that you've given over your terms of service. We appreciate you so much. We have given them an engraved breadboard. If you want to hold one up, one of you can show it with some nifty nuts on the top. But basically it says Butler Community College Trustee on it. Really beautiful boards, but thank you both so much for the service and time that you have given us. And they're both smiling so big. I don't really know why, but
If I may, Dr. Daniel, I know a big part of education is the CAPER benefits. They're really pretty great. Trustees don't have any CAPER. And I can't miss the opportunity for a pun, so I thought you two deserve CAPERs.
Yes, I just needed it for my bagel this morning.
CAPERs would be hilarious.
I did want to thank the other members of the trustees board and Dr. Daniels and Dr. Kroll, but also the citizens for allowing us to spend this time representing them. Thank you.
Definitely been an adventure, and I'm really looking forward to see what you do in the future.
thank you. And then you
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was moving on, so if
Yep.
you want to say something, okay. He's like, move on. So at your place for the trustees, you will see the holiday Christmas ornament, and I want to point that out to you. This ornament was designed by a student. So we did a little, we asked some of the students in the art department to design it. It was designed by Tanya Dow in Holly Silva's graphic production class. And so each year, this is the gift that we're going to give our employees at the holiday party. And we have a series of designs, and we're going to continue the theme where every year we give an ornament for that year with a particular design. But I love the fact that it was designed by the students. So wanted you to know where that sort of came from. And then also at your place, you will see your travel forms. We have filled them out for you. All you need to do is be able to sign so you can have your mileage for the year. And then also, if you do not already have on file your W-9, we will need that. You can have a check cut, or you can have direct deposit if you give us, that information. Some of you have had it, given it to us. Some of you hadn't. But if you'll just coordinate that with Jennifer, we'll get you taken care of, and we'll do it either semi-annually or annually every year so that you can be caught up on your travel.
I don't think that we've ever done this
I
before.
don't think so either. I'm like,
Well,
We
welcome.
did.
yeah.
We did
Can we back?
2 years ago, like October, it's 2023.
I don't remember doing it.
So if we don't.
If you don't want it, you don't have to do anything, but if you would like,
Give to the endowment.
you can.
association.
Look. Tom's over there salivating like, yeah, you can give. Absolutely. You can do with it what you want, but I wanted you to see what it was. We'll fill out the forms for you as you go forward in the future. We'll get it from the new trustees when they come, and then you guys can make the decisions to do what you want with that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is our student Amber? Okay, Amber. So you're going to hear from a student, Miss Amber Holman. Go ahead and you can go up to the, she's a little nervous. She actually drove all the way to the Andover campus and then had to come here. So thank you, Amber. And we're sorry you got mixed up on where to go. But she's an alumni EMT student. And so I think you'll find her story interesting.
Okay. Um, yes, I'm Amber Holman and I'm just finished the EMT training. My experience at Butler has been top notch. I have been going to college on and off pretty much since I was out of high school. I've experienced other community technical colleges. I've experienced a private college. Um, and my experience with Butler has been so far above and beyond um, any of those. Just from the very beginning of my application was easy. Jonathan, the enrollment, I believe he's the enrollment counselor. Oh my goodness, he's been amazing. He helped me through the process. And even though I'd done it many times, just to have somebody that was, oh my, almost on call. I mean, I'd contact him a few times for this or that. He'd always checked in. He was always quick, to answer anything back. In conversation, I'd mentioned that I have ADHD, so sometimes the school experience is a little challenging for me, even though I love to learn. And because it'd been a little bit, and I wasn't familiar with the Canvas, he suggested that he could set me up to do the orientation for that just because it's one less thing I have to worry about mentally um, with everything else I was doing, which I thought was great. Um, my time in class has been great. I think the orientation was fantastic. I think that um, originally when I realized that I had to have a little guidance with advising, I thought, oh, I've been a student. I'm just doing this one class. I didn't want to, to have something extra. But when I did it, I realized exactly why the college has it. And I realized that if every college did that, it would it would ma- it would make college so much more accessible, I feel. The process so much smoother and just take a lot of the difficulty out. Having just one thing where you're filling it out, they look for the scholarships for you, they make sure that you're signing up for the right things and you know where to go and what you're doing. Absolutely outstanding. I couldn't say more about my time here. And if I'm able to pursue more education in the future here, which hopefully I will be as I continue on my EMS journey, this is the school that I will be choosing every time. So thank you.
Thank you.
And then I just want to add a couple comments. Trustee Good and I were at the KACC meeting, which was in Garden City, my first trip there. Very intensive. Kent was there. Heather attended as well. So we had very intensive, long sessions. But I think there were a lot of things that are just preparing for the legislative session that are coming up. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, on those because some of them will come to fruition, some won't. We heard from, gubernatorial candidate, and there was a lot of things about what was going on. But the one thing that I do think is fairly well a done deal, and I think it's important to bring that out, is Senate Bill 155, which is our Excel and CTE. We definitely have some changes there. The bottom line is the state is short funding. I know that's a surprise, right? They're short, and we're gonna all have to give up some things. We came together collectively as community colleges and decided what is it that we think we can do. Heather was great at leading this conversation and giving us some of the things that we should consider. And in the end, basically what it came down to is Excel and CTE, which is the high school programs. There's going to be some standard changes there across the board for everybody. And that is, these programs are going to be more in line with the Promise programs, the Kansas Promise programs, really technical programs, which takes off of the books for Excel and CTE, the business programs, and also the culinary for us. We don't have as many culinary high school students, so that's not as big of a problem. We do have a lot of business students that are taking those classes. However, they will revert over and there'll be tiered funding. So the difference that we will lose in funding for us will be small. It's different at every single college. Some it will be a bigger loss than others depending on what their program makeup is. So no more culinary and no more business for high school students. They can take those classes, but they will be self-pay or they'll have to do something different. Then we also have a statewide placement that's going to take place. As it turns out, I was actually surprised by this. Butler and Cali were the only two colleges that had a placement exam for students taking high school classes. So what that really turned into is there were a lot of students, primarily at a lot of other institutions that allowed any student to take the class. We had a lot of failures. And so you can imagine the state is paying for the failures. And then when they repeat the course, we're again paying for that student to repeat. We will no longer pay for a course that's failed. The student would have to pay for that themselves. And also there will be a standardized placement. The vice president of academics, that group has gotten together and they're going to make some recommendations for that would be acceptable for the whole state. Then let's see what else we have is funding only one time, and they're going to remove the option for freshmen and sophomores. So the legislators and KBOR feel like freshmen and sophomores should be taking high school classes, juniors and seniors should be taking college classes. So the Excel and CTE funding will no longer apply to freshmen and sophomores. So those are the changes in Excel and CTE. Those are going to be definites going forward. Outside of that, we've asked for flat funding, meaning we're not asking for increases. We're just asking to get the same funding that we had last year. So that was really the highlight of the solidified information. There was a lot of other preparation for the legislative session, like I said. So happy to answer any questions or.
Did Mary Martha take you around Garden City?
Mary Martha knew everybody there.
Yes.
That's great. No, she's always a great advocate for Butler, and I was happy to have her there. Thank you.
And the educational facility, we didn't have a meeting this month and didn't have one last month. And I think we're due to have one maybe next month. Ireland is. And so we've already done the KACC monitoring report, athletics, Mr. Helmer.
We're gonna slide back in here together, but I'm Mike Helmer, athletic director.
Michaela Serios, Associate Athletic Director.
Gary Hank, Sports Information Director.
And I know you guys got our athletic report from Michaela did all the work, to be honest with you. So
Garrett.
Garrett, yeah, I'll share that. But any questions, we'd be happy to answer or at least be able to find answers for you.
And volleyball had a successful season. Football had a successful season.
Both had a great season. Our fall sports have done really well. Every one of them did. And then men's and women's basketball is doing well. I heard you guys talking about Garden City. I'm not very happy with them right now because we got beat there the other night. So I don't want to hear any more about Garden City. Other than that, no, it's gone really well athletically as far as the win-loss column and off the court and off the field as well.
Just the questions I had were on the football. It said we had 84 student athletes.
Mhm.
And then we had 52 additional walk-ons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we have 130 36 football players.
Yeah,
Is that normal to have that many?
yeah, there's some,
Actually lower
yeah.
than most years.
We looked at some across the board. There was one institution that had roughly 190. So we are, that's common and and actually a little low on our end. I mean, as far as compared to the conference and some other places.
I assume the 86, the 86, 84, are they a lot of scholarships, but the walk-ons no scholarship?
Correct.
Walk-ons are not able to have scholarship, and then we can only certify 85 players to play for the season. So they'll cut their roster come first week.
I'm not a big sports guy. I was just surprised that it's that many, because I know in the NFL it's like 53.
Comes down to the difference, like to give you an example of the NFL and then the college world. The NFL has an actual practice squad. Ours is a situation where throughout the year, those 85, we, at the end of the year in football, we were down to very few offensive linemen left. And those walk-ons are crucial to be able to go through a practice and be able to go against each other in practice. They get the opportunity to get better. They get the opportunity to, gain experience. And then the others, we survived the injury rate at that point.
And those are true non-scholarship, non-academic scholarship. And then of the 85 that get certified, 55 are Kansas, have to be on your roster that you turn in before the season starts. So.
And then it looked like in the spring it dropped to 44. Is that just because football season's over?
Well,
They transfer.
They transfer in a lot of our, academically, we do a great job here of being able to get a number of our football players in and out in 3 semesters if needed to go on to a Division I school. So that's why the number would drop at that point.
And then the walk-ons increase. So are they kind of picking up the slack? In the
Correct.
spring?
Correct.
We bring a lot of transfers in then in spring.
It'd be the same for baseball. You had 39, so it's just
Correct.
all of that. Quite a few extras.
Yeah, the only one, like men's and women's basketball is really the only one that those things never change because it's 2 semester sports, so we can't change. The other sports being 1 semester have different set of rules and can do those things from time to time. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mike, you did a good job on your first report.
Tell you about Garden City.
Yeah. Okay, and the strategic higher education update, Kelly?
Hello, just want to give you a quick update regarding our engagement with strategic higher education. And but first, before I do that, I do want to highlight the results from the environmental scan and the board conversation. So we did get that feedback. We have retired the campaign, Real College, Really Affordable. You're still going to see it out there probably in some places, but in the spring when we come back, we'll dive back in and start bringing forward more quickly the centennial theme, which is more than a place. So we'll be working in the spring to add some flesh and bones to the centennial theme. For strategic higher education, as you know, they've come in and they've been working with the marketing team, and we have been undergoing a lot of change in this fall semester. And I really want to commend my team on their willingness to embrace the change. Some of the things we're finding, so when we brought them in there to help us with, we were looking at brand awareness and technology infrastructure and things like that. So I'm just going to highlight a couple points for each of those, and then I'm happy to answer any questions. On the technology infrastructure, that has been the most challenging, and it's been work when you're trying to get the technologies to talk to each other. And the reason for that is so that we can track the ROI, which is also something we want to get to. But before we can really get to that, we need the technology to talk. And that means when you see a display ad and your thumb hits it and it takes you to our landing page, that's in one platform. And then we have, of course, if there's something on that landing page where we're wanting you to go in and explore something on the website, that's a different platform. And then what are you doing on that website? So we're chasing the student journey, and we are starting to see it, which is the exciting part. Recently, I was reading an article by eMarketer, and they talked about the marketing technologies and the struggles to get those connected. And right now, only 22% of the marketers that filled out their survey report that they have full integration. 52.9% of marketers say they're partially integrated. We are definitely partially integrated, and we are just really, after today, I still hesitate to say it that we're there, but we could actually be there in working with Stacy and Heather. So we're starting to see the path that our people, that our prospects are shopping through the college or through our technologies. We can actually finally see when they leave our landing page and go into the website. I want to give a shout out to Noah Stevens. He's a former Butler student, and he came back. He was our student worker, and we hired him back, and he has been moving more into this. So that's another change we've made. We took Noah's position and we've repositioned it to be part of this digital team. We've also been doing this work without the core position filled. So Sarah left us in September, and I'm thrilled we have James Schischler returning the third week of January, and he was in the position previous. He left us, and the timing was perfect for both sides, so we were able to get him back. So James and Noah will team up to be a little dynamic duo. They're both very analytical. They're both very tech savvy, but also very creative in their own right. So we're excited about that change. And also, since your report, we were also able to, well, I've mentioned the website thing. The other thing we were able to accomplish, we haven't got to play with it yet. We just got it completed last week, is another little tool that helps us zap data between platforms. So these are just some examples of the progress we've been making with the technology. And just recently, well, just today, I saw a report. So for example, what this is going to start showing us is historically, if I would have put, this is just a little snippet of data, we would have looked at this little report and said, oh, marketing, you just brought in 4 people because that's what your act on thing says. Mm-hmm. But now that the data is connected, we could see those people going to that online web app, we can track that. And we're like, oh no, that person actually went to an ad and to your spring landing page before they landed on that online app page. So actually, instead of 4, we had 3 times that. We had 12 that we brought through in that little snippet of data. So that's what we're getting to. And then once we get to that, then that's where we'll be able to identify how to spend our money wiser and get a stronger return on our ROI. Right now, I am seeing the forms come through every day. I look at every one of them. I read the comments that the students put in there, and I am seeing Google ads bring in a lot of traffic. They bring in a lot of forms for us. You see a Facebook ad come in. You see some Snapchat forms come in. But anyway, that's exciting stuff. I'm very excited. Let's see. Also, the other work we're doing is we are building a lead generation engine inside our department. And we have dabbled in this a little bit, but with Strategic Higher Ed's help, we're getting more strategic and intentional on our work. So we would, and I call it kind of a billboard approach. We'd send out an email that was hey, do this, apply now. Hey, did you know this? Apply now. We're going back into all of those comm flows with an intentional work based on the student situation. So where they're rewriting, they're changing imagery and changing the intentionality of every email. And then we're going to score them inside our system. So what we're able to do then when we're scoring them, so if someone puts a comment already, I'm like, man, I don't know. It's our own scoring system. So I'm like, I don't know, 100 points sounds good to me, because some of the comments coming on those forums are so powerful in the questions they're asking. And this is our way to help Jessica's team when they're working those leads. We're going to be able to score them, and so keep our enrollment coaches focused on the hottest interest points at the moment. So it's going to streamline work, but it's not easy. It takes time, but the path is getting mapped out in front of us on what we can do there. We have also, we're looking at pacing reports week over week. And that kind of helps also guide the sources of where these people are coming in and what sources are bringing us names week over week. And right now, just year over year, we are trending up in leads, not by a great amount, but we are trending up, maybe by 300. So right now we're pacing really well with where we were a year ago. We also, we knew cluster marketing makes sense because there's no way we can market 100 programs at any given time. and we put them into clusters based on psychology. We had 12 clusters. With strategic higher ed's help, we went back and they asked us to relook at that and look at other ways maybe we could condense that down. So we've come up with 5, and it'd be much more manageable, and the money spread won't be as thin. We'll be able to assign more money to 5 clusters rather than smearing it out like peanut butter across 12. So I think that's going to work for a lot of people in the long run. And let's see. We're also really approaching, when I talk about the change that they're doing, my team has really embraced the needs of the modern learner and what that audience needs. And I know you will see what you've seen from Butler in the past has been very, very young, right? It's the high school kid. You've seen lots of those images out on our marketing. And we kept talking about, we've got to get to the adult market. We need an adult campaign. But we have really found some research and working with strategic higher ed, and we're condensing that and blending that together because it's not about age, it's about their situation. And that requires a lot of rewriting on the stuff that we've got done. But it's going to be more impactful because we're going to be better at speaking to the students, prospects and the parents when in the place they are at the time and what they need from us. So it's like I said, a lot of change. We're blowing up a lot of things. I really want to commend my team for their adaptability. They were, and we just had She on campus last week, 2 full days. They were fully engaged. And Strategic Higher Ed also complimented me this afternoon about the energy they got from the team, the questions they're asking, and the work how they're approaching it. So it's exciting, and there's more to come.
I had one comment. I was messing around with Grok, just asked how could I market to students to ensure that they actually attend the class, and we sell through. And there's some good information that popped up like, hey, would you like me to do blah, blah, blah? I'm like, sure. And then it goes to the next step. Like there was Google Analytics, there's HubSpot, and it lists a bunch of things you can link with TikTok. And it's like, would you like us to do this for you? I didn't pursue it much farther, but you might have somebody just.
And you were talking to
a Grok.
Grok. Oh,
It's
okay.
X's AI.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But it gave a bunch of ideas on kind of what she was already doing.
Yeah.
On pop-ups or going this and that, but it actually gave you links to set up marketing, and it would actually tell you, like you were saying,
Okay.
they clicked on that ad, but you might have somebody just
Okay.
at least play around with
Yeah.
it, because it took like 4 minutes and it had a lot of good
Okay.
information.
No, I appreciate that. And we are already seeing where AI, man, I wish I had AI reading those comments. So if it said, oh, I want a tour. Okay, ping, they'd read these keywords. I want it. Some of them say, I'm ready to enroll. I want to enroll. And we could just get them to the right person faster. So
But it'll just set stuff up for you, sounded like. If you like, it was funny, it said, started with Google Analytics and it got to the end of that. I forget where it said, but it like, need any help setting any of these up specifically? And I put yes, and then just starts going. And it
gives you the
links, URLs, and then it's pretty neat.
Okay.
And I'm sure Grok can steal from other institutions and other good ideas that are around.
Right.
And it's free and fast, so.
Free and fast. We love that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I do just want to, one more thing and then I'll be done. Unless you have any other questions. But when we launched the new website, we went in, and this data is a little old, so we pulled this of November 18th. In the new website, over the 5 months that had been live, we had received 1,498 form submissions. 830 were from program pages, academic program pages. We went back and looked at the previous 5 months before the new website, and we had 1,301 form submissions, but only 192 were coming in from our academic pages. So we are excited. We are seeing those program pages, the academic program pages work, and they're filling out those forms. So, and we're seeing a lot of organic traffic coming in through the homepage and filling out the form that's on the homepage. And we can see it because it's tracked now. It's got a little label. So exciting stuff. But
I had a question for Jessica. Now, was it the 2 women from She that started the company? Were they the ones that came on campus? Wonderful.
Yeah. They're go-getters.
Love to meet them sometime. When will they be back?
They would say, whenever you need us here. For sure. Anything else?
Can I give this to you just?
Yeah.
for fun?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now for the board action items. The retirement of Susan Cecil and Tamara Green and Shelley, or somebody wants to speak to that first?
John, do you want to say a few words about Sue? Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, so Sue Cecil, she has been a faculty member, a dedicated faculty member at Butler for 34 years. She's been a great colleague, teacher, and friend. And we are going to miss her service and wish her well in her retirement. So I'd like to give her a round of applause.
Thank you, John.
You want to say a little bit about Tammy? No, I just. Right here if you want.
Tammy too has been at the college, I believe, 25-ish years. And she started in the nursing department and worked there for probably almost 8 years before moving, or actually it was probably longer than that, and moving over to Allied Health. She has been a stalwart. She's the first one to tell me no, and the second one to tell me how to do what I just asked her to do before. So she's really amazing, and we're going to miss her greatly. She's trying to leave underneath the radar. So if she sees this, she's going to be really upset. But anyway, we wish her well, and I know that she's already starting the next phase of her life. So anyway, she's been a great addition to Butler. And we thank her for that service.
So I would entertain a motion to accept the retirements of Susan Cecil and Tamara Green.
So move.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslig,
Yes.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay. That passed 7-0. And our next, the notice. Do we have a motion for the notice, the administrative notice up letter? And Dr. Daniel, you want me to have you speak on that real quickly, or Shelley?
Yes, yes, I'd be happy to. This is the notice up letter that we do annually with our negotiating teams. And we typically give those to you in March. But in talking with Camille and the teams, they kind of want to speed it up a little bit or move it up a little bit earlier in the year. So to get us going. So there are certain mandatorily required items that we must speak about every time we negotiate and open up the contract for negotiations. And those are listed first, such as the compensation items and those. And then we can each add some additional items that we want to talk about or particularly want to enhance in the contract or change or maybe update. So those are some that are listed there that the administration got together and determined that these were some items in the current contract that we would like to speak to during this negotiations. No real decisions have been made about what we're going to do and change. So you will have more information about that in an executive session later on. We hope to start being able to meet with the faculty in early February to start those negotiations. So in January, we'll start rolling into having some more hearty discussions about this. But for now, we're asking that you approve this notice up letter so that we can begin our process.
I so move.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes,
Yes.
trustee Hueslig,
Yes.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
I've got to sign off, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. That vote passed 7-0 or 7-0. Okay. Our next item on the board report is the approval of VMware. And Christina, I'll let you speak on that.
All right. Information Services is requesting the approval of a one-year contract or renewal of VMware in order to continue business continuity while we look at transitioning to a new solution. We have been utilizing VMware for over 13 years in our environment, and it has been a great solution, very industry standard solution for virtual server environment. VMware pricing has risen dramatically since Broadcom acquired them a couple years ago. 2 years ago, our renewal cost was $41,000. Last year, it increased to $75,000. We performed a detailed review of the features and determined that several of the components bundled into the new pricing model was not sufficient, didn't provide sufficient value for the cost. So we worked with CDW and VMware to reduce those prices and those feature sets, bringing our cost down to $46,000. This year, we received our renewal again, and it came in at $104,000. A conversation with VMware, I asked them, what's it going to be next year? 150, and the year after that, 200. And their response was, we're going to continue to invest in research and development, so you will always continue to see a huge increase from us, which has helped me understand what direction that they plan to take VMware. They've outgrown small institutions, and they're really meant for a large corporation. We did speak with VMware and ask them if they could reduce their costs at all for us this year as we look at an alternative solution. And they were very thoughtful and kind and reduced it down to $89,000. So from $104,000 to $89,000 for us. So we are seeking your approval for a one-year renewal of VMware as we search for a new solution for our environment.
And so do I hear a motion?
I so move that we approve VMware annual renewal for $89,532.80.
I have a motion and a second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslick.
Yeah.
Trustee Shear.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passed 6-0. Thank you, Christina. And Christina, I think you're up again.
I am. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Shelby. So I presented to you in October and November the access controls for the residence halls and deferred maintenance. The original topic for action last month did not receive board approval, but we are bringing it back this month. A lot has transpired in the last 24 hours. And so before you have a new updated TFA, and I was even preparing this right before I came in because more reductions to the cost came in at the last minute. So the original topic for action did not receive board approval. So that left our RFP process with no obligation to Butler. It's null and void. We can move on with any bid that comes our way. Since that time, INA Alert has offered Butler a 10% end of year discount, which is a substantial discount to Butler. We reached out to ADS and they agreed pricing as well. Because these discounts were offered unexpectedly and at the last minute, final bid submissions have not all been received. I have INA Alert's official bid in hand. You have that in your hand as well, but I have not received ADS's official bid, but I have their verbal commitment to a 10% discount. Thank you, Kent. Additionally, facilities management and information services has engaged with resource and hardware and installation for the bars to see if we could reduce those pricing. it reduces the crash bars from $94,000 after the 10% discount to $69,000. So we'll see another savings from that direction. So I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you tonight, so I apologize, and we'll go over them again. So we originally were coming back to you for an updated pricing and consideration of changing the funding source for this project. Last month, we came to you utilizing the capital outlay funds, the remaining capital outlay funds. We're bringing it back to you today to utilize campus life funds for the residence halls, access control piece, and deferred maintenance for the crash bars. So just to review the costs, and they're bulleted out there for you. The original bid from ADS was $415,000, and INA Alert's original bid was $417,000. If we remove the crash bars and award that to Resource Door and Hardware and Morrow Glass, it reduced our costs. And then we add the 10% discount, and the final price from ADS would come in at $279,000. And INA Alert would come in at $298,000. Resource Door Hardware would come in at $69,000. So our total savings from ADS's original bid, since they were the cheapest, the total savings would be $66,000 from the original project that we presented to you last month. The total cost for the project would be $349,315.
How much was that again, please?
349, 315. So what, oh, sorry, go ahead.
So what led you to move from using the capital outlay funds that were designated for this project originally?
Based off the conversation from the last board meeting, it was our interpretation that it may be supported if it if a different fund source was utilized.
I asked that if students are staying in the dorms, that fees could be applied, that they pay as a customer to go towards that amenity. Mary Martha suggested that we take those funds and use them as deferred maintenance funds instead of using them as EPAD funds.
Use the capital outlay funds as
Right,
deferred maintenance funds now?
Kent said-
What's remaining? How much is remaining, Kent?
So did the companies just drop their quote mainly just to gain our business? Is that? Sure, you don't say yes the first time.
It is end of the year. Sometimes it comes down to timing. Sorry, Shelley.
Okay.
So the way we would like to do it is we proceed with with ADS if the company formally agrees to match the 10% discount offered by INA Alert. Proceed with INA Alert at the discount 10% rate if ADS does not match the 10% discount, and then award the crash bar hardware to Resource Door and Hardware and installation services to Morrow Glass. So it's multifaceted.
You have that written out.
Under the recommended actions, I did write it out for you.
Like, let me just,
It's
Oh, here, it's on the back of the single fee.
Well, there's one right here. Is it this one that's stapled
yeah,
on the second?
and I'm happy to read it out as well.
I move that the board approve the information services recommends approval of crash bar hardware installation from Resource Door and Hardware and Morrow Glass. Additionally, contingent on the approval of ADS if they agree to match 10% discount of the final bid and the approval of INA Alert 10% discount and ADS declines. If ADS declines to match a 10% discount on the final bid. I move to approve that. I think I said it wrong at the beginning.
Second.
And it has a motion and a second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
Trustee Brongart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslick,
Yeah.
trustee Shearer,
Yes,
trustee Smith.
Yes.
and that motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work on that. That was a lot of time and hard work. And Ireland, moving on to the next item, the Andover Campus Entrance Road Project.
Good evening, everyone. The first topic of action is for the Andover Campus Entrance Road Project. What we're asking for this evening is approval to continue with Gravity Works and Simpson Construction in the design and construction documents to get some bids, and then we can bring that back to you for approval. The two projects are, the first one is to close the northeast entrance to the 5,000 building, which was part of the negotiations and the plating back in 2019 and 20 for approval of the building of the 4,500 building. The second project would be construction of a new entrance off of Commerce Street that ties the south part of the campus onto Commerce Street. So
Why would you want to close the entrance?
that's a requirement of the city. It's too close to the new intersection.
Just to clarify, the Yorkton Road that's coming through, we're not gonna have an entrance off of.
There is an entrance already in there. It was included in the city's Yorktown project. So
Yeah.
that's going to open. It's already complete, and they're finalizing. It'll open in January. Those streets will.
How many years has that been? 3?
5.
You said before my time on here.
Yeah.
So we're just making a motion to approve open bid process.
That's correct. That they proceed with the design and develop.
So at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Recommend that the board approval for Gravity Works and Simpson Construction to proceed with final design, construction documents, and development of final budget estimate for closing the eastern entrance from 13th Street to the 5,000 building and constructing an entrance to the 5,000 building from Commerce Street.
And do I hear a second? Multiple seconds?
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brongart.
Yeah.
Trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslick.
Yep.
Trustee Shearer,
Yes,
trustee Smith.
Yes.
and that motion passes 6-0. And Ireland?
Okay. The next topic.
The next item?
Next one is Plaza Design and Engineering Services for the Plaza project. What we're asking for is to approval for Gravity Works to complete the design and bidding process for the Plaza project. It will entail quite a bit of ADA work and concrete work in the plaza. I believe we're pulling up some photos here and some renderings if you can look at it if you want to. The project will actually take out all the steps going into the 600, 500 building and steps going up that way. It'll be a gradual slope, not a ramp, but a gradual slope from the circle area clear to the 600 building. It will add in a big Butler Grizzly statue for photo ops. It'll add in a booster wall, new flagpoles, new concrete, a lot of benches and tables for students to sit at to work with power. Does anyone have any questions on the drawings or whatever that Vince could possibly answer, or I'll pass it off on him. Anything else?
I have questions about the deferred maintenance fund. Just I mean, I'm almost done, but deferred maintenance has been an issue for us in the 4 years that I've been here. And if it hadn't been for her funds, we wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things. And I know we have a deferred maintenance list. Are both of these items on the top of that deferred maintenance list that we've had?
The part of this project is on there
The
because it's the
ADA.
ADA and the concrete. We had set back 200,000 to take care of that. Oh, the rest of this project will be paid for from the foundation.
And then the prior project, the deferred.
Prior,
maintenance,
it's on the deferred maintenance list,
and
yes.
it's been towards the top of the list also.
Well, it's always been slotted in there. We didn't, 5 years ago it was at the top of the list, but it's kind of slid its way
Okay.
down because
Well, I just think we ought to keep this deferred maintenance issue top of mind and not spend money that we could be using on deferred maintenance for things. I mean, we've had such large expenditures under deferred maintenance. When we finally get to doing them, I mean, it's expensive, so.
I would agree. I would agree. The ADA and the sidewalk areas, we're gonna have to redo if we do the plaza or not. So we're gonna be spending.
And I understand that.
So-
I just wanted to clear in my mind that these were on the list all along and that we plan to do them.
Yes, and I agree with you.
I think in Kent's budget book, when they're like $12 million of deferred maintenance, it added it all up. Something.
It's a lot more than that.
I thought it was around 41 million.
Yeah, that's
Well, 5. Oh.
5 years.
Projects.
Any other questions?
And I don't know, well, Vince, you guys were on that meeting. Shelby had suggested on, where last year we voted on the athletic kind of exercise area to incorporate some of that over by the, was it the 500 building or?
Just somewhere, I just suggested near the extremity of the project, put some pull-up bars, dip bars, just minimally, not ugly, but somewhere the guys could go work out, show off, and the ladies. But just kind of incorporate that in the project without adding, hopefully much more.
Correct, and it's on his list once you approve the project for him to continue to design. Any other questions?
And just for clarification, the foundation will pay back the college for the cost of the project on pledges, and we'll create an MOU with the college for the repayment, for the commitment of those pledges for that project. And to date, we have about a little over $250,000 raised in pledges, and we'll begin aggressive fundraising after the approval of the project.
So I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that the board approve Gravity Works to proceed with final design and construction documents so bids can be solicited in late March or early April. The full project will then be brought back to the board for approval.
And a second?
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslig,
Yeah.
trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yes.
And
Thank
that
you.
motion passes 6-0. And Ireland, thank you very much. Vince, thank you for being here.
I did just have a thought, because Dr. Daniel was talking about beautifying the college or redoing some things inexpensively. I know if we're going with the Grizzly and some more, it's not necessarily college other thing, but more country style, you could beautify the buildings by adding some cedar and some, it could do a lot of things to make it look nice inexpensively, and you can paint brick too and modernize just the color scheme of the college for very low cost. It's just an idea I had.
But it is all about the selfies.
Yes. Okay, our next topic of action is the SBA healthcare training, and we heard a little bit from Dr. Daniel, but I knew that Janet was I knew that Janet was behind me. Janet, would you like to give us a history and?
Don't like going after hiring.
Hello, thank you very much for being here and for considering this opportunity. The MOU that you have, or the topic for action is to approve the MOU that establishes a partnership between Butler and Susan B. Allen Hospital, Memorial Hospital. As Dr. Daniel talked about, they reached out and are looking for opportunities to build, a state-of-the-art healthcare training simulation center, something that would serve all of Butler County and our surrounding areas. To a lot of, you have to start with what we have. So what we have currently that we would house there are CNA, CMA classes, not clinical, but the classes. And what that does, the reason for that is that it allows us to mix and commingle students. And so instead of having to cohort high school students in a high school, we're able to bring them out in the same town. They can, they'll have the space and the equipment and the things that they need, but we can add traditional students to that mix because we honestly have a hard time getting enough students to allow the class to run. So there's that. And then we'll also be offering from the emergency management side an EMR class that Julio can speak to if you have questions. But the idea is that classes that are support what we are already doing, but allows us to expand and be innovative. So we have lots of plans and dreams. Right now, just starting with the partnership. This is actually the second version of the MOU. They were so eager and quick all of a sudden and then we met and I was able to add some things to the MOU. I do anticipate that there will be evolution of the MOU to better outline and articulate what each entity is providing. But in essence, as you can, from Dr. Daniel, it's lease free. It's 10 rooms. It's quite a bit of space. It's actually not more space than William Newton, the Sim Center down in Winfield, but it's more rooms and they're already set up. So there's very little need for construction or renovation from either side. When we talk about inputting the simulation audio visual, and when we decide on that, that will probably require the most construction, but we're trying to make do with what is there and just convert the space to be what we need it to be. Well, and obviously the heating, the cooling, the internet, the housekeeping, laundry, all of that will be provided by SBA. They have, more importantly, have offered the expertise of the employees who work there. So it allows us to really look at and think about how can we implement apprenticeships in a wide variety, not just nursing, but a lot of different things that hopefully will be a marketing tool as well, not just for Butler, but also for SBA. Critical access, rural hospitals are really struggling. And so anything that we can do to help them in that. Butler, right now, what we are providing is really, we have actually 4, if you count Carl Perkins, regular Carl Perkins Reserve apprenticeship funding, as well as what we, Nurse Initiative Grant funding possibilities to buy the equipment and the things that are needed for this space. Faculty, because I know that's going to be asked, is a redistribution, a reallocation of the faculty position of Tamara Green, who we just accepted her retirement. So we're looking at repurposing that, and that's actually technically, Tammy's been here for 25 years, so we're saving a little bit of money and repurposing that position to have a bigger scope and a broader scope. So that, I think, is all I have to say, unless you have a question.
I just appreciate the focus of inside Butler County and not,
Mhm.
because we can't do everything everywhere, even if it's a good idea, but this focus here in El Dorado is what I.
And the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
It's the wave of the future,
Yeah.
our future anyway.
This is wonderful.
Well,
So with that,
Mhm.
I'll entertain a motion.
Recommend the board ratify the attached MOU between SBA and Butler to collaboratively establish the healthcare training center.
I'll second.
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslick.
Yeah.
Trustee Shearer,
Yes,
trustee Smith.
Yes,
thank you.
and that motion passes 6-0.
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yes.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslick.
Yeah.
Trustee Shearer,
Yes,
trustee Smith.
Yes.
okay. That is great. And any supplemental, Aiden?
No updates at this time.
No updates? And so,
I have a question. Do we have a grant writer yet?
So this week we are conducting interviews. We have several very strong candidates. Very excited to meet with them. And so I'm hoping we will have a candidate who accepts here by the meeting.
Okay,
In June.
thanks.
do you want him to call you
Yeah,
as your last official?
text me.
Well, I know that Forrest didn't hear, but on behalf of myself, enjoy the pecans. They're kind of a holiday thing. It's my treat to you guys, and have a great holiday season. I saw where our enrollment numbers keep coming up. Though I'm sure they'll hit 100% with everybody's work, and I look forward, I guess, to the January meeting, and no work session. I will say that I did go to the Wichita Music Theater, and the Butler headliners were at the Music Theater, and they were also at Symphony Orchestra. And I'm telling you, it was 2.5 hours of Christmas music. It was a great show. And it's always neat to see Butler students participating even in Wichita stuff. So
Question, Dr. Daniel, I see here where Jeremy Brewer has resigned or is resigning effective. This is our construction management class.
Probably not the only one. We have Lori Buffett as well, and one to probably looks at welfare.
And that's the one here on campus. Okay.
Well, it's the other one.
Okay, that's where it is. Okay. Thank you.
and then Shelby has something real quick before we adjourn, I guess. Or did you?
No, Mary Martha had her hand up.
Oh,
Do you two ladies have something to share?
No, we're just.
are you just extremely happy? Well,
So happy.
with
I'm so jealous.
Sorry, yeah.
do we need a motion to adjourn? We need a motion to adjourn. So would one of you two ladies like to make that?
Trustee Good,
Yes.
trustee Brungart,
Yeah.
trustee Jolly,
Yes.
trustee Rhodes is absent, trustee Hueslick.
Yeah.
Trustee Shearer,
Yes.
trustee Smith.
Yeah.
Motion passes 6-0.